Okay, so today we're going to learn how to write a quadratic equation from a graph. And the first thing for us to realize is that when we want to write a quadratic equation from a graph, the quadratic equation we want to use is vertex form, which is going to be easier. So it's this form that we used yesterday. It's that a parentheses x plus b squared plus c, where this is kind of my value that decides if my graph's up or down, and the b and c help me decide on the vertex. So the very first point that we want to look on the graph is we really want to look where the vertex is. And as you can see, the vertex for this thing, so the vertex is that point right there, and that point is 1, 1. So there's our vertex. So we're going to use that point to help us write the equation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to input the vertex into this. So if you remember, we want to make this inside part 0. So the opposite of 1 is -1. And then whatever the c value was always that other point of the vertex, or the y point of the vertex. So +1. So again, we want to make the inside part 0. So if it is a positive 1, it becomes negative inside of here. And then our c value is always just 1. So the only thing that we have left is our a value. And your a value is going to help you decide if it's up or down. And this thing is up, so it's going to be positive. And the other way we find the next part of our a value is we see how far up the next nearest point is. And you can see the next nearest point is up 1. So our a value in this case is just 1. So y equals 1x minus 1 squared plus 1. Again, you first want to find the vertex, and then whatever would make this vertex part 0, you put in to make it 0, and then you replace c with the other point of your vertex, and then you see how far up the next point is to find your a value. We're going to do one more kind of graph to see how much this makes sense at the end. Okay, so now we have the second graph, and we're going to do the same kind of thing. So again, the first thing we're going to find is we're going to find our vertex. And our vertex this time is the point 2, 0. So we're going to go back in and plug that in. So y equals a. And then we got to, again, think the opposite of 2. So what would make that 0? So the x minus 2. And then c is just our other value, so plus 0. And then a is where that next point is. So let's figure that next point. That next point is here. So it is up 2 and over 2. So it kind of looks like it's going up 2 and over 2. So that's what we're going to put for our a value. Our a value is going to be 2 over 2. Okay. So again, your a value is kind of your slope to the next point. So that's how I find my a value. It's my slope to the next point. And then all these other values, like this value right here, I find by the opposite of my x value, whatever makes this x value 0. And this third value, again, is just the second point of your vertex. So that's how you write quadratic equations from a graph in vertex form. Try to graph a couple and see what you can get.